Well, guys, we are continuing on our study of scatter plots, and today our goal is to fit a line to a scatter plot and describe any correlation between the two variables. Again, continuing on the whole positive, negative, strong, weak, or none correlations. So we're going to be reviewing that a little bit too. So as you can see here, the data in scatter plots sometimes will show us a pattern. And we can look at examples and determine whether they're positive or negative, or there's no pattern at all. And you can see both of these are one is negative, one is positive. And you can see it tells you right there which one's which. You can see that right here. This is the negative one, and right here this is the positive one. So let's take a look at something like this, and we're trying to decide whether these are positive or negative or no. And oh, this one's already marked no, so there we go, we got that one already set. But one of the ways that helps us decide whether it's positive, negative, or no is use some kind of a trend line. We can draw, if we can draw a line, that'll give us a good idea. So I'm going to look at that first one in the top left corner, and I can draw a line that kind of looks like that, doesn't it? So that gives it away kind of a little bit more, even more than just looking at the dots, that's a positive trend. So the other one, weight loss over time, the one on the right, all right, days worked out per month is one of them, and weight loss, you can see the weight of the person going down as they work out more. If we put a line on that one, of course, it's really obvious that that is a negative correlation. So using a trend line, or we're going to call them pretty soon here, line of best fit, and you'll see why in a few minutes, helps us to identify which ones are positive, negative, or even no correlation. So before we move on, take a look at this one. It's a little bit scattered, but you can figure it out. Okay, so now I want to talk about the line of best fit. Okay, it can also be called a trend line since it gives us the trend of the data. All right, the line may pass through some points, no points, or all points. You may or may not be able to touch the points. It depends on how closely lined up all of the data is. So the purpose of the line of best fit is to show the overall trend or the pattern in the data and to allow the reader to make predictions about future trends of the data. So we're going to call this from now on, instead of just a trend line, we're going to call it a line of best fit, and it's going to help us make conjectures. Conjecture, that's just a fun name for predicting the future. We're going to become like mathematicians, being able to predict the future. So a conjecture is just an idea that could be true based on what we already know. So taking a look at this one right here, you can see whatever, it's not labeled or anything, but you can see that the pattern is going into a negative direction. And if you were trying to predict what was going to happen, you could give a general idea. So here is a conjecture we can come up with. This says baskets made and baskets attempted. Notice on the left, it's baskets made. We're keeping track along here, talking about basketball, by the way. And baskets attempted. And it makes sense that the more times you try to make a basket, the more baskets you're going to make, right? So first thing we should do is draw a line of best fit and then make a conjecture. Let's see how that works out for us. So if we draw this line, you can see we've got this nice positive, very strong positive correlation going on. So based on this information, the more times a player attempts to make a basket, the more baskets they will make. Hey, if you don't try, you can't do it, right? All right, let's look at another one. This one I'm just going to show you right away. There's no way to draw a line. There's no consistent data. It's just all over the place. Let's see why. What's it about? Points scored and their shoe size. Seriously? So somebody actually thought that it might matter what shoe size a person is on how many points they score in a game? Yep. Obviously, the conjecture is that there's no relationship. I mean, you would have already thought that too. I mean, that makes sense. All right, let's take a look at something else. Burgers, food. Let's see what this one's about. Fat grams and calories in food. Well, you've probably heard it before that fat makes more calories in the food. So let's take a look at this. These are the fat grams, and these are the calories, and look at that. We're getting a positive correlation here, aren't we? Let's draw that line. There we go. That line gives it away. So we have this positive correlation, and we can see it by this line of best fit. Now I want you to notice something. Notice I didn't put the line up here. I didn't put the line down here. I didn't put the line going this way. I've got the line in between all the little dots as much as possible. Of course, it's not touching all of them. In fact, it looks like it's only going through these two right here, but it's kind of touching that one. But you can see there's pretty much the same number above the line as there are below the line. So when we're drawing our line, the important thing to remember is to get it as close as we can, as accurate as we can, to give ourselves the best information. So now I want you to choose which of those is the most accurate line of best fit. Oh, this is a confusing one. Sorry, people. I forgot to fix this one. If you choose A, you're going to pick Y, which is down here. If you choose B, which is W, you're going to pick this one up here. Oh, my goodness. So pay attention. I got really sneaky and crazy on that one. Sorry. Okay. Number 3. You can do this one. Okay, number 4. See, this one I fixed. I remember doing that when I was preparing this. This one was crazy too. But which one of these shows the most accurate line of best fit? And number 5. Is there a relationship between the person's age and how many minutes of TV they watch? Number 6. What does a line of best fit do? Pick the best answer here. And number 7, our last question. What is a conjecture? Pick the best answer. All right, guys, you have now gone through all of the lessons that we're going to do on scatter plots. Hopefully you learned very well, and I know you did. So now we're going to try it and prove it, and you're going to show us how smart you actually are. Have a wonderful day, guys.